This fanfiction is brought to you by the number 9. If you flip it over, it looks like the number 6. It's a universal number. I don't know if I'm saying that properly. Oh, whatever. Hi, it's me again. Recording. Again. And I'm feeling sick. Yeah, that's all I can say. I just kind of feel like crap. However, that is beside the point, because today we are reading a story called Scootaloo's Favor. I think it's in the second person? I don't know. If you're looking for the author, it is by Technicolor Shorty on FimFiction. You are anonymous, the only human in Equestria. Yeah, it's one of those fics. The previous week has been a nightmare for you. Why? You broke a pinky promise, and the party Epony made you pay for it. A whole week at her command. But you couldn't keep up. This, of course, has left you with a fear of breaking any other pinky promise ever again. There's a problem, though. You have one promise left to fulfill before you can stop worrying about breaking another. During your sentence, Scootaloo lent you a hoof with a few things. Being immensely grateful, you promised her one favor. How could a favor to a little filly be so bad? You told her that the favor could be anything her little heart desires of you. Anything. What will her favor be? You can only hope it won't be anything serious. Oh, I'm excited. I forgot to get water. Pausing the recording. Pause. Yay, I'm back. Because, you know, pausing recording stuff... Wait, what? Pausing recording. Pausing the recording of stuff is cool, right? Right? Right. But, yeah, time for the story. Oh my god, it's been 2 minutes, I haven't even read the first word. How could you go and do that? Break a pinky promise. I'm just the narrator. They warned you about what would happen, and yet you did it anyways. The previous week had been a fine definition of torture. Forced to endure party after party, putting in hours at the bakery alongside the pink ball of chaotic energy, and playing butler. You're a butler. That last one cut you deep. You couldn't keep up with her. Follow her 100 words a second directions, or if you're on your feet fast enough for her. You just know the other girls were laughing at you the whole time. Even your best bro. The only human in Equestria has finally served his punishment. You are that human, and your name is anonymous. I don't like that name. Your name is Nick. If you're a girl, then your name is... Alice. How's that? There. The gods have finally shown mercy upon your troubled soul, and let you walk away from the pink one with some sense of humanity left within. She dusted your resolve, and you came out victorious. You're totally not playing this up. That shit was for the birds. What the fuck? What the fuck am I reading? They would probably call you overdramatic about this introduction, but there's only so much pinky one individual can handle one day. Too true. You've been here for 4 years, and you're all used to everything she's capable of. It took you 2 whole days to figure out that her pinky sense isn't a joke. Damn potted plants. That's another story for another time, though. You're roused from your thoughts by some laughter to your left. You'd know that laugh anywhere, as it belongs to your loyal brow. Care to explain what's so funny now? You raise an eyebrow? The look on your face, Nick. It was hilarious, looking all serious and stuff. And that's funny. How? Face it, Anna. Face it, Nick. It's weird seeing some pony like you deep in thought like that. I can't be a deep thinker. You broke a pinky promise. You win this game. You win this damn blue fest. Come on, you had a lapse jump in and pay for it. I'm just trying to lighten the mood, and you're kinda killing it. She nudges you on the arm with her hoof. Excuse me for reflecting on my week of torture. Week of torture? She falls off your couch and starts beating her hoof on the wood floor in laughter. It couldn't have been that bad. You weren't there. You trail off looking into empty space like a war veteran. The things I've seen, I wouldn't recommend them. This only gets her laughing harder. She rolls onto her back and holds her front hooves to her stomach. Yeah, you're a real comedian. Maybe you'll learn to take those promises seriously next time. You act like I'm joking. How do you girls keep up with her? Nick, you can't be serious. She just had you do a week of chores for her. Dash sits up with an arched brow. Oh, it's Dash. You forget the part where I served as her butler. Not only that, she said the punishment gets worse for repeat offenders. Come here, bed. And apparently I didn't know that was Rainbow Dash, so... I gotta think of a Rainbow Dash voice! Fucking yes! How the fuck did that just happen? I was drinking my water, and, like, it splashed onto my, like, literally fucking water drops jumped up onto my face. And I have my cat here. Blue. I'm not even going to comment on the butler part, but are we talking about the same party pony? You can't honestly think she'd go all kooky on you for breaking a second promise. She makes some googly eyes as she talks. Sure, you shouldn't break them in the first place, but accidents happen on occasion. I'm not going to risk it. Serving as her butler for just 1 week was beyond horrifying. Oh, so your number's going to come up. I mean, what? Never mind. The only other pinky promise I've made is to Scootaloo, and I'm not making any more. She stifles a giggle for a second before asking. You made a pinky promise to Scootaloo? She helped me out here and there and during my sentence. Afterwards, I promised to do her one favor, and it can be anything she wants. You promised to squirt something like that? Dash's eyes could serve a free-course dinner with how wide they are. Again, you weren't there. You respond flatly. I don't know, Nick. You could be in for some serious trouble, especially if she asks you for some help with her Crusader stuff. That was terrible on my part. Especially if she asks you for help with her Crusader stuff. You know what kind of crazy things those three get into? Her help was worth more than just a promise like that. Are you saying you've become her butler? She snickers. You visibly shudder at the word butler for a moment. Her smirk vanishes as she takes in the look you're now giving her. She didn't get punished. There's no way she could know how bad it was. Pinky may be a good friend, but she doesn't take punishments lately. You're actually serious. Dash adopts a sympathetic look for once. This was a rare sight because there was never a need for it. The two of you were always hanging out and playing games. Fun times all around! You dare to think she was interested in you, but she hasn't made a move. That's the word we're here for! Never again, Dash. I just couldn't handle another week of that. You reply, casting your gaze out the living room window. The view of Ponyville does little to comfort you. Well, I'd say the mood has been officially spoiled. I'm only joking, but you shouldn't take it that seriously. So you learned an important lesson. It's not the end of the world. I can only hope Scootaloo doesn't ask for something too wild. Nah, you'll be fine. Worst case, she makes you fix her scooter or something. You weren't saying that a few minutes ago. I'm teaching her to be as awesome as me. With my help, I guarantee she'll be able to handle all sorts of trouble herself. Dash takes his prideful pose. Da-da-da-da! Anyway, I got weather duty in a bit. You gonna be aight without me? How will I ever manage without you? Honestly, I just need some time to recover. I'll probably be back to my old self after a day or so, and I'll have gotten over it. I hope. I thought it was a joke, but don't hold out on me. That's what bros are for, right? She's a girl. You listened to me rant about Thunderlane last month. The least I could do is let you give me an earful. Fair is fair. I'll catch you tomorrow, though, alright? She holds out her hoop for a sacred ritual after opening the door. You bump her hoop with your fist, god damn it, after getting up and walking over to her. She grins, nods, and takes off into the sky after exiting your abode. Your abode! I fucking love that word. Her colorful trail streaks behind her as you watch from the doorway. Much to your credit, you don't start wallowing in your despair about the previous week. Usually it's spent the rest of the day catching up on some light reading. This daring student stuff isn't that bad, actually. You admit to being skeptical since Dash recommended it, but it has its charm. The evening rolls around and you're putting dishes away. Small and simple dinners were always your preference. The fancier things got, the more expensive they became, and you definitely don't have the bits to eating like you live in Canterlot. You're settled into bed with your book when a knock catches your attention. That knock sounds too light to be one of the girls. Disgruntled because you were comfortable, you begrudgingly get out of bed to see who it is. That's how I feel most of the time when I have to go get up to do something. The knocking continues until you announce that you're coming. After unlocking and opening the door, you're met with an interesting sight, to say the least. Scootaloo sits on your doorstep staring up at you. It sounds like a My Little Scootaloo fic. What the fuck? Just, I don't know. It just feels like somebody left a Scootaloo on your doorstep, and now it's like, well, shit. I'm not gonna throw. Now, who would throw away a perfectly good pony? There's your flim-flam philosophy reference. Oh. Is there something I can help you with? Yes, Grizzly. Hey, Anon, hey, Nick, is Rainbow Dash here? No, she isn't. I think she should be home by now. She isn't? Okay, good. Mind if I come in? She sounds a little relieved by your reply. You're going to have to explain to me what this is about first. Your promise. That little grin has to be modeled after Dash's. It's nearly bedtime for fillies like you. Can't we discuss this tomorrow? It'll probably be too late then. Her face falls as she decides to stare at the ground. Now you're even more curious. Oh. Sighing in defeat, you usher her inside. She takes a seat on the chair that sits adjacent to your sofa. You ask her if she wants something to drink, but she declines. She's too young for that shit anyways. You're gonna drug her up and then go get some stuff to... I mean, what? None of that would have happened, I swear. You're not that kind of person. Yes, you are. She also looks a little nervous. Okay, let's get down to business, Anna. Or, fucking... You see, I don't like using Anon just because it's fucking weird, and saying anonymous is weird, but it's just, like, right there in front of me, and I'm reading what's in front of me, so fuck you. Nick, you have a promise to keep, and I'm here to collect. By the way, I'm not a girl, so fuck you. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want for Scootaloo's voice. She sounds serious. Why so serious? So, you're calling in your favor now? Why will it be too late tomorrow? How long have you and Rainbow Dash been hanging out? She doesn't even acknowledge your question. Nearly 4 years, I think. We didn't hit it off right away, but she eventually warmed up to me. Why? Almost 4? She isn't surprised. She then starts mumbling to herself. Mumble, mumble, mumble. Is there a problem? Not once has she said anything to you? I'm going to assume your favor is 20 questions about me and Rainbow Dash. I'll answer them, but this is getting to be a bit much. I'm getting to the favor. I just need to know before I ask. She's fidgeting in her seat. It's like she's mustering every ounce of courage stored in that little body. And that is a lot of courage. It's a Scootaloo we're talking about. And just what was she supposed to say? It's nothing. She looks away. I promised I wouldn't say anything. The word promise makes your eye twitch for a second. Beta. You are resting near my head. Let's put on some music real quick, like, just because I can. Well, I don't know. Why does it feel so fucking hot in here? Why am I rambling? Look, Scootaloo, can we just take care of this before your parents get worried? They think I'm with the Sweetie Belle and that bloom. We're going to stay the night at the clubhouse, and I'll be going there once I'm done here. She seems proud of that as she grins at you. Well, if you got in trouble, you didn't come here. I'm not catching heat from your parents for this. It's late, you're not where you said you'd be, and I'm not going to mention the other reason. I was reading a damn book, that's the other reason. Fine, so can we get to the favor? I thought you'd never ask. You roll your eyes at her. You said it could be anything I wanted, right? Nothing out of bounds? I'm starting to regret that, but I guess a promise is a promise. 1 second, I have to search up a word. Google. Okay, apparently it's a turn.
Good. We're gonna rut.
She states calmly. Excuse me? You believe you know what you heard, but better safe than sorry. She better not have said what you think she just said.
We're going to rut.
It sounds like she has a steel resolve when she says that, but you can still see her shaking just a tad. Do you even know what that word means? I had to search it up.
It means you put that, she points a hoof at your trunk, in here.
She points to her own organ between her hind legs when she finishes. She actually has to sit back to do this, and you get an eyeful of nope! Whoa, Scootaloo, you cover your eyes. That's not something you go showing every pony. Try to sound like you're reprimanding her, but you're more concerned with a bigger problem. The mental image is burning itself into your mind.
It's okay if you see it, right? You're going to be doing more to it anyway.
She actually sounds confused by your reaction. Oh no, I'm not.
But you promised.
She sounds a little offended, but there's also a hint of worry. There's a whole list of reasons why I can't do anything like that, Scootaloo. You're not risking looking at her again. That image is still scarring your eyes, depending on what you like, and you're not about to make it stronger.
So you're saying you're going to break another pinky promise?
You flinch when she mentions a pinky promise. This is a problem. A big problem. She's backing you into a corner with no way out.
You said any favor I came to you with. This is my favor. I want you to rut me, Nick.
She's glaring at you. Did she catch your flinch? Is she even aware of the implications for that matter? Implications! Scootaloo, you can't be serious. It's illegal for starters. Your eyes have to betray your fear.
And he's going to find out. I won't be telling any pony.
Scootaloo, she cuts you off.
No! I want to do this. I have to do this.
She stamps her forehead on the chair. This has your full attention as you stare at her with surprise. Why is all you could manage.
I wasn't supposed to say anything, but Rainbow Dash said she wanted to rut you. She also said she was too afraid to tell you. Something about bros and stuff.
Rainbow wants to... with me. You're still processing the entirety of the situation before you. You're about to ask how it involves her, but it seems Scootaloo is one step ahead.
I just wanted to respect me. I thought you would think I had a lot of courage if I could do something even she was afraid to do.
She looks down at her hooves. This is really fucking amusing for me, actually. I enjoy this. You don't have to do that, Scootaloo. She's already taken you under her wing. She even said that she's grooming you to be as tough as she is. You walk over and kneel before the filly. You try to put a hand on her shoulder, but she slaps it off. A determined, scared, and angry look pierces your own. Your own.
I'm not backing down. I'm not changing my mind. Besides, even if I don't tell Rainbow Dash about this, I'll still have gained enough courage to face anything she throws at me.
Scootaloo, please, cut off again.
No! Either you rut me,
the anger of the gods sits within your living room,
or I tell Pinky you won't uphold your end of the Pinky promise.
Time seems to stop at that sentence. Did she just say that? There are no more ways out. If she breathes even a word to Pinky, you're done for. There's no way Pinky would believe you if you told her that Scootaloo's favor was for you to rut her. For the record, rut means sexual... How about this? It just means fucking. It means sexual... Having sex. Putting the penis in the vagina. I can't get any more... I can't get more explicit than that. What else can I say? Putting the penis in the vagina is the most basic way I can say that. What sane individual would believe that? Well, here's the problem. Think about this really hard. Is Pinky a sane individual? The correct answer is no. You can't break another promise. You can't go through that again.
Oh yeah.
She rouses you from your internal panic.
You have to do it like you love me. I heard it's much better if your partner loves you for some reason. Not sure why you would do something like that with some pony you don't love.
Scootaloo, I care too much about you to do something like that to you. It would be your first time, and that's supposed to be special.
It will be special.
That grin returns once again.
For me. I'll be just as brave, if not braver, than Rainbow Dash. Not only that, but you can't tell me you're not interested either.
She turns around and shakes her rump at you. Tail cast aside.
I know what that bulge in your pant means.
Yes, it means I have a banana in my pocket. What do you want from me? I was hungry. You're torn from the sight of her flank by drawing your attention downstairs. Oh no, how could you? It actually is standing at attention. That mental image has finally won. You're roused at the sight of the little orange filly's lower lips. I love how this story is like trying as hard as it can to not say, like, just to kind of like say words that are not really used or are used as sexual terms, but like make it sound as unsexual as possible. It's really funny to me. You can't develop a rational thought anymore! The game's over, and you've lost. That's you! That's what happened to you. I don't know if that actually worked. Even if she backs down, you'll have to live with the fact that you've mentally raped her with your eyes. Just getting hard was bad enough to condemn you in your eyes.
Well,
she finally turns around and changes her grin to a usually adorable smile.
Are you going to rut me, or do I have to tell Pinky?
Alright. Your defeated tone returns much the same as it would the previous week. You win, Scootaloo. If I do this for you, I want a promise of my own.
What is it?
She tilts her head in confusion. No pony is allowed to find out about this. Under no circumstances are you to tell a soul, not even the Crusaders. This stays between you and me. Just having to live with this feels like punishment enough. You look away as you trail off.
Well, duh!
This catches you by surprise.
Verity always says a lady doesn't kiss and tell. I figure we're going to be doing more than kissing, so my lips are sealed if yours are.
Didn't she want to tell Dash about this earlier? What about telling Dash?
I promised I wouldn't tell you about her wanting you. We'll keep each other's secrets. Crusader's honor.
What? I'm confused. She just pointed out a promise that she herself broke. Whatever. She extends a hoof to you, much in the same fashion as the sacred ritual. One final promise. If it breaks, both of you lose. You have no choice but to live with this. Very well, then. Tonight's events get buried in secret and are never spoken of again. This pact will follow us to our graves, or our Crusader's honor is tarnished forever. You bump her with a hoof with your fist once you finish.
That was pretty cheesy, Nick.
She giggles. Deal, Fitsquirt. Let's just get this over with since I have stuff to do tomorrow. Beg the gods for forgiveness, curl up and cry like a baby in bed. Or maybe even stick an actual cupcake in your eye. That part of Pinky's punishment wasn't so bad. But you wish she hadn't been so literal. The look on her face when she watched you do it as per instructions was eerie, to say the least. Disposing of the distracting thoughts, you prepare yourself to commit blasphemy! You're a broken man afraid of breaking a pinky promise, and your new promise is to make a sweet love to this little filly. Yeah, I'm bored. I'm gonna start playing some Bad Company. Headphones. And you don't get to hear it because I'm a lazy piece of crap, and, well, I'm not really lazy. I just feel like putting my headphones in, so, if you wish to put the atmosphere of the story in my head, just go search up Feel Like Making Love by Bad Company. There you go. It's a good song. That thought would send you into a screaming fit if you didn't feel like you were at her mercy. Fuck it, you'll cry about it tomorrow. Scooping her into your arms, you ascend your stairs en route to fulfill your promise. She had asked you where you were going, and you explained the stuff is best done in the bedroom. Accepting your answer, she just snuggled into you and whispered, "Thanks." That's actually really adorable. Which is really strange. Like, I'm imagining that in my head. It seems really cute. Did you really just fake me? You ask, looking down after having stopped before your bedroom door.
It's finally happening. I squared. I was scared you'd turn me away. You like Rainbow Dash said you'd turn her away.
She looks up at you with a graceful smile.
But we're actually going to do this. I can prove to myself how brave I am, and I also make you okay without running Rainbow Dash. She said humans had some sort of thing about only being with other humans.
You can't expect me to believe you had planned that second part. You stare in disbelief. 4 years is long enough to make almost anything look good. You can't say for sure if you would have turned Dash down, but you would have given her a chance to pour her heart out. Either way, it's something that young fellas shouldn't be worrying about.
It's a little too late for that. You're going to be running me.
I still wish you would choose another favor. There's still time.
I told you this is what I want. If Rainbow Dash confesses tomorrow, I'll have missed my chance. Besides, Pinky should still be awake.
You're evil, you know.
Please, Nick. She sniffles a little as her ears fall. It's the only thing Rainbow Dash is really afraid of. If I can overcome even her fears, then I know I can make her proud.
She has to have other fears, since no pony is perfect. I find it hard to believe she'd only be afraid of confessing me.
Rainbow Dash? Ears perked up at that. Not likely. I mean, you've seen of how much of Daredevil she is. If she had other fears, she must have already conquered them.
Figures Scootaloo would have such a view of her idol. Dash is everything she wants to be. You're hard to set on having me commit this gravest of sins, huh?
You're being cheesy again.
She giggles and wipes away a tear.
But Rainbow Dash thinks you're worth it. Like you said, let's get this over with.
Her giggles would be heart-stopping if she wasn't making you rut her. With another defeated sigh, you open the door to what used to be your sanctuary. After tonight, it's going to be defiled forever. You've tried to find different ways to talk her out of it, but she's determined to see us through. There's nothing left to do except see her promise through. Breaking it is not an option. If you break it, you're screwed. You know, I'm kind of hoping that they make a pun about how everybody calls Scootaloo Squirt. Alright, Squirt, you set her gently on the bed. Just do everything I say. We should be able to get through this without too much incident.
Right.
She appears determined again.
It doesn't stop until you put your baby stuff inside me.
They weren't the first of your backup plans. You're going to stick to foreplay and hope she didn't find out until she could rationalize why you did it that way. How much do you know? You ask, taking a seat next to her.
Do you remember what I said earlier? About the places
between our legs or hind legs in your case.
Yeah, that. I know you do that. And then the stallion shoots some stuff in the air and it makes a baby. Although I'm supposed to be too young for that for some reason.
That's another reason why you shouldn't be doing this. Can it, Nick? She puffs her cheeks at you. Fine. You raise your hands and surrender. Anything else?
It's supposed to feel real good. You have to come or something.
Typical kid naivety. Okay, you say. It seems I'll have to do a little teaching along the way. I'm guessing you won't feel satisfied until I make you come, right?
You can make me feel good?
I'll just have to try. A pinky promise is on the line. I was kind of hoping they would make a pun about, like, squirt, I'm going to make you squirt. Or something like that. Just kind of like as a badass line that would be, like, said by Schwarzenegger. It's like, I don't know. I just thought that'd be funny, though. She nods and you decide it's time to get started. Standing up, you promptly undress. She watches you closely and gasps when your bone up reveals its presence to the world. Something wrong? You walk an eyebrow at her.
I've never seen one of those before.
She trails off while staring. This is really funny to me. You sit down next to her, but she doesn't take her gaze off of it. She's so fixated like it was the most interesting thing in the world.
So, that's what's going inside me?
She looks like she wants to reach out and play with it. Yeah, that's the plan.
Will it even fit?
She finally looks up at you, backing down. Please back down.
No.
She directs her gaze back to your boner. Damn it! Just let me do most of the work, okay? You tell me when it hurts once I put it in. She nods, stands up, and moves to the center of the bed. She then turns her backside to you and moves her tail. After that, she looks back at you expectantly, but still nervous. Oh no. You shake your head. What's wrong? We're not doing this dry. It'll hurt way too much.
Dry?
You scoot further on the bed, pick her up, and lay her on her back with her head on the pillow. You then take a position over her. She stares up at you like she was your prey. You almost came to your senses with that thought, but a quick image of Pinky set you good again. Do this for the promise, Nick. Do it for the promise. You lean down to kiss her, and her eyes go wide. She almost struggles at first, but then tries to give back. She pushes into it a bit. You decide to surprise her by coaxing your mouth open with your tongue. Not surprisingly, though, she freely accepts your direction. You run your tongue all over the insides of her mouth, if marking territory. Not knowing what to do, she tries to wrangle your tongue with her own. You finally break it and look at her. She's panting a bit, but you assume she's just a little out of breath. She told you to do this like you loved her. It's a bit difficult, but you have to manage. How was that? Even I hand her a cheek.
Is that how couples kiss?
She still looks a bit dazed. That must have been our first kiss. That was how two lovers kiss. You cringed internally for a moment. You did ask me to write you as if I loved you that way, right?
It was weird and scary at first. She pants for a moment. But it kind of felt good.
Time to make a correction to that dry thing I talked about. You begin to pepper kisses on her cheek and start trailing down her body. Promise is the only thing keeping you going. She gasps for a second when you reach her lower stomach, but you push on. You feel more of yourself die on the inside when she spreads her legs. Despair turns to horror as you take in the sight of her nethers. This little filly is actually wet. Was the kiss that good? Give me a second. Fucking Flavor Flav. 1 second, I'm searching up songs that would sound appropriate. Oh. Fuck it, I'm gonna play some Velvet Underground. Give me a second while I search for Velvet Underground because fuck you. It's my damn fanfic reading. Yeah, it's my reading.
Well, why are you staring?
She sounds uncomfortable. You don't want to, but you better reassure her. It's nothing. It certainly is something. You're just wet as hell. It's surprised me.
What?
She looks down at you in surprise.
I didn't pee, did I?
No. You wish you had. It happens to girls when they're about to have sex. They begin leaking fluids for lubrication, I think.
Why the hell are you telling me this?
Oh, she doesn't get it.
Does this mean we can run now?
Not yet. You need to get a bit more wet.
Ow, do I need to do anything?
I'll take care of it. Just lay back and try to relax. Oh god, I like where this is going. She nods and lays her head back on the pillow. You return your gaze to the horrifying sight before you. Despite glistening in the light of your room, your little slit appears pristine. It looks so clean and pure, but you promise to take care of that. Because of your fear, you're about to spoil this forbidden fruit. Taking the plunge, you apply a test lick to our folds. You wish this remained a secret, but her taste is sweet and fruity. It reminds you of tangerines. Before you finish, she yelps in surprise and her legs try to snapshot on your head. You look up and see a pair of wide eyes staring down at you.
Did you just lick me?
Still looking at her, you run her along her slit again in response. She lets out a squeak and one of her hind legs kicks. Shortly after that, she lets her legs fall back down to the bed.
That felt kind of good, but are you sure it's okay to lick me down there? That's where I pee from, you know?
It's one of the things lovers do for each other during lovemaking. If you're older, I can let you do the same to me. For now, we just need to make you enough.
Do I taste good?
She would ask that. Yes, Scootaloo. Your tone has a hint of annoyance. It doesn't taste like pee or anything like that. You have a wonderful taste. You would say that too, you filthy heretic. She sounded like she was contemplating something, but you cut her off. You better not be thinking of doing something like this with anybody else. I'm only doing this because you left me no choice, but you really should wait until you're a man.
You're no fun.
She crosses her forelegs and pouts at you. I'm serious, Scootaloo. Besides, you'll break your promise to me. In order to show the other Crusaders, you'd have to tell them where you learned about it. You would have to tell them about tonight.
Fine.
She grumbles before laying back down. Satisfied that you'd prevented that disaster? Oh god, the disaster in the humor. You return your attention to the forbidden folds. That's a good name for it. She squeaks at the feeling of your tongue once more as you coat her with saliva. Up, down, left, right, and all around. You make sure she's nice and wet before preparing for the next stage. Level up! I feel like that story was just asking for that joke. I don't know why. If I were protecting your tongue, you let it worm its way into it. She doesn't squeak or gasp, but she does let out a cute noise. Well, it would be cute if you weren't fucking you with your tongue right now. One might call it tongue fucking. Her back arches a bit as you probe deeper within. Her walls squeeze a little, so you gently massage them with light strokes. Another groan escapes her body when you press against one side with a bit more force. Her legs kick a bit more, thankfully not in your face, more groaning and she squirms with your motions. Placing a hand on her belly to hold her, your tongue seeks to claim every square millimeter of territory within her. You begin emitting slipping noises as you gobble a little nub. But that may have been a mistake. She makes a loud squeak and her legs collide with your head much harder than previously. It hurt a bit, but not enough to stop you. You flick it with your tongue again and you get another squeak in response. It's hard now, so you find yourself teasing it.
Nick,
she moans.
That, feels, weird.
The next amount is of a higher volume when you dive back into her depths. Separating your walls as much as possible, you continue your search for her release. For 1 second, Paulo is asking me what the fuck I'm recording. Everybody go to his channel and tell him he's an asshole! You continue your search for her release. She might be young, but you're betting she's old enough to experience one at least. 0 fucks is all you give to that lack of information. You're about to get your answer, though, as her walls are contracting more and more. Her back arches higher, the groaning and moaning increases volume, and you can see her little wings fluttering crazily. Even her ears are responding by flapping against her head.
Nick, she struggles. What's happening? It's starting to feel, too good.
She's actually nearing a peak, it seems. Didn't bring this to a conclusion. You speed up your tongue to a flurry of licks, slips, and caresses that make her start bucking a bit. Alright, She's squirming hard, but your hand still holds her down. Suddenly, she stops moving, but then shudders.
Nick!
She carries out your name as juices impact your tongue and then cover your face like a liquidy beard. You keep up the assault as she convulses under your hand. Her cry dies down quickly as she slumps into the bed. A weak moan is heard when you retract your tongue, but it's followed by panting. I'm going to pause the recording real quick. I have to go to the bathroom. And I'm going to sort out the whole Paulo thing because he's an asshole. This has been a long recording so far. I apologize. See you in about no time for you. Alright, back to recording. What was like no time for you was like a minute for me. I got some water, went to the bathroom, and it's all good. You keep up the assault as she convulses under your hand. Her cry dies down quickly, and she slumps into the bed. A weak moan is heard when you retract your tongue, but it's followed by panting. Well, Scootaloo, you pull your head up away from her slit. How was that? You came. You involuntarily begin licking your lips. Despite being sexual release from a filly, you're licking it up as if it were delicious. Sadly, you actually do find it delicious. It's a lost cause, Nick, you think to yourself.
I came?
She wants to say more, it seems, but she's panting too much. That was the come thing you were talking about. I don't want to explain more, but it meant that you enjoyed my tongue. That's all I'm going to say. Your inner self is weeping, as you say that. First, the filly's juices, and now the realization that you brought said filly to orgasm. It felt... She speaks between pants. So... amazing. Like that time... BLEH took me flying. Something like floating on air. She nods, but you don't say a word. You really want this punishment to be over and done with. It's just one night compared to another week, or even 2 weeks of the pink enforcer. This is the rationalization that pervades your mind. You're damned other way, so why not shorten it as much as possible, and hell, even enjoy me a bit. Are you gonna... She gulps for a moment.
Put the baby stuff in me now?
Nervous. It's not too... Once more with the cutoff.
Nick! Yeah, I'm scared, but I can't quit now. Not when I'm so close.
You'd commend her for her bravery if she wasn't talking about you laying pipe in her. Alright then, but it's going to be much different this time. I can't guarantee if it will hurt or not.
I'll be brave. BLEH hasn't gotten this far, but I'm going all the way.
So much determination. If it gets to be too much, your tone is serious, don't be afraid to back down. We'll go as far as you can take, but no further. You know, I kind of like this. It's actually kind of realistic, because in a lot of stories, they talk about sex kind of unrealistically. It's just like, oh yeah, virgin, first time, it's fucking amazing. But now it's like taking, like, you know, it's not always great the first time, you know, it's being realistic. I like that. You know, props. Props. Give me a second. Give me a second. You're not giving me time. Give me time. More time. This is awkward. There we go. This is it. With another nod, she lays back down and spreads her legs as wide as possible. You can't do this in that position. Not even from behind would be okay, but it would certainly make you look like the monster you are. But you can think of a better way. Not that way, Scootaloo. She doesn't have a chance to react to your words as you pick her up by the sides. She wants to say something, but you're too busy shifting positions. You sit with your back to the headboard and hold her above you as if you were about to stir on your lap. Your treacherous boner acts as if it can smell her slip nearby with a few twitches.
Is this how humans do it?
She asked, looking down towards the throbbing rod, threatening to skewer her. For humans, we have many different positions to use.
Why?
Doing things the same way over and over again gets stale, doesn't it?
Running can get stale?
She tilts her head. Don't worry about it now. Besides, this will make it easier on the both of us, especially me. You mumbled that last part. She doesn't need to. Oh, you'd feel like a monster crouched over her like that. You're shamefully ready, and so is she if the juice is dripping from her any indication. It's time to commit heresy in order to fill up a promise. It's worth it. Really, you know, that's not really on your mind right now. She looks down once more and back up to you. A gulp and a nod is her response to your silent question. Slowly begin to lower your head. You lower her towards the head. You're also using this position to control and manage any mishaps along the way. If something does go wrong, you can pick up on it faster. It's not very light, but it's all the more easier to do it this way. For that reason, and not the feeling like a monster part. Or the not feeling like a monster part. You're already a monster, but this softens the blow a bit. Only a bit. The tip makes contact, and she squeaks. The squeak turns into a light moan as the head struggles to separate the folds. A little more force, and you break through. This gets an instant reaction by her. Her ears stand up straight, wings freeze at full mast, head tossed back, and she stiffens with a short gasp. Those pupils of hers shrink, but the eyes themselves widen drastically. You okay? The other in place? No more lowering, but you don't pull her off.
Yeah.
She does move.
Just give me a moment.
Let me know when you're ready. We're not through yet. The head of your leg sticks inside of her, and you can feel squeezing at every other moment. There's a little pulling, but there's also that feeling that her body is trying to open wide. It's trying its hardest to accommodate the new intruder. You mentally reprimand yourself for the pressure you're feeling as her insides practically tug on the tip.
Nick?
Her body finally relaxes enough for her to look at you.
It feels different.
And my tongue?
Yeah, I think I'm okay now.
Her wings flutter a little bit and her hand legs fall limp again. You sure?
Uh-huh, just take it slow, please.
I wouldn't dare try any other way. She makes a weak giggle at your comment. You begin the process of trying to lower her further. She's very tight squeeze, which threatens to elicit a grunt from you. Her walls keep grabbing and rubbing your leg like a massage. A very, very, very illegal massage, but a massage nonetheless. It would feel heavenly were it not coming from a filly's nethers. Along your journey inside, you begin to wonder why you haven't reached a certain wall. Surely these ponies had hymens. You don't meet such a wall as you nearly bottom out within it. A different particular wall is what you find instead.
Ow.
She looks down.
I think you hit something.
I should have hit something before that, you tell her, pulling her up just a little.
Like?
She grunts a little as you feel your leg throb a moment. There should have been a hymen. It's usually broken during your first time like this.
Hymen? I already lost mine.
She looks to the side, not wanting to meet your gaze. You did?
Uh-huh. After an accident on my scooter, I heard a doctor tell my mom that. He said that my accident was just enough to break it or something.
Her uneasy expression disappears, and she's looking you in the eye again. I imagine it hurt quite a bit. It would have definitely hurt if I was the one breaking it tonight.
I hurt all over that day since it wasn't a smooth landing. I didn't break anything else, but it hurt like I did. I can't really tell where all the pain was coming from. Felt like everywhere.
Sounds nasty. How do you feel now?
I feel stretched and almost full. Feels kind of good, except for when you bump something.
It just had to feel good, didn't it? Well, I'm gonna start moving, alright?
Moving?
She looks a little surprised. Yeah, I move in and out. After some time, my body reacts like yours did earlier. Once that happens, I release the baby stuff inside of you.
Oh.
She sounds like she didn't know this part.
I thought you just put it inside and...
That last bit comes out as a mumble. And what? I couldn't hear you.
I thought you just peed me or something. South Park. Insert South Park joke here. A blush of embarrassment forms on her face as she turns away. It sort of works that way. You tell her uneasily, I will be shooting stuff out in you, but it won't be with my pee or anything. That stuff that came out of you earlier wasn't pee. Almost the same thing, but mine is different in that it's supposed to produce a baby. So, only when you come and stuff, right?
Yeah, when I move in and out, it makes me feel real good. Once I feel good enough, my body releases that stuff.
I think I understand now. So, are you going to start?
You answer by pulling her up a little. A groan escapes you as her insides begin squeezing. Another cute emanates from her as your knife scrapes her angry walls. Tear down the wall! A slow extraction is almost agonizing because it was tight enough before she started squeezing.
I can feel it rubbing inside me. She stops for a moment. It's big, but it feels good as it moves. Keep going.
Is she getting into this? Yes. Yes, she is. Just about pulled out, you let her down onto you again. You slide in a little easier this time, but it feels like she's getting used to you. Each contraction is the tightest massage you've ever felt. Also the most illegal. Not even your most furious jerking sessions felt like this. No comment on that one, you're just a perv. You stop advancing into her when you just about reach her cervix again. Her little rump was actually close enough to touch your testicles, and that light touch makes you throb once more inside her. Another groan from you, but she also chimes in with a groan of her own. The piston motions settle into a nice rhythm of you sliding in and out of her velvety depths. God damn it, now I'm almost in velvet underground again, but I can't. Each thrust elicits a movement, a few grunts from you. As terrible as it sounds, you're actually starting to enjoy the pleasure.
It feels good, Nick.
She looks onto your eyes as you move her.
So much better than your tongue.
She is getting into this. Scootaloo. You try to speak, but you moan from her squeezing.
Does it feel good for you? For you too, Nick?
Her eyes are half closed as she stares into her own. I can only imagine this is very, very awkward for anybody named Nick. If your name is Nick and you feel awkward because of this, I apologize greatly. Her eyes are half closed as she stares into your own. Yeah, it feels great. You regretfully respond. You don't want to admit it, but it really does. You're not a liar. Some squelching sounds catch your attention as it seems she's getting wetter. Her insides were frothing up much like earlier, and you knew what that meant. She was approaching her peak faster than you. Her ears fall and her eyes squint shut.
Nick, I'm feeling good again.
It sounded a little like a warning. Go ahead, Scootaloo. Let it all go. All. You command. I love how it's like a fucking command. Her body freezes and you stop pumping her. That sounds like you're beating her up. Jesus. A shudder and she expels more juices on you. It traces down your inner testicles. Her walls spasm around your member. No comment about that. Her legs jerk and her wings buzz a little. Fortunately, you're buried a bit inside her as this goes on. You don't have to really hold her, so you give her a moment.
I did it again.
She says between pants. No comment about impressions that I can make because I don't like that song. Ready to continue? I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
You know, you could have just said, it's like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, she responds breathlessly.
Once your breathing returns to normal, you start moving her again. Each time you bury yourself, her tail swishes and tickles your leg, as well as your sack. That's funny. Both of you begin making noises once more as you increase the pace. The warmth of her depths, the massage feeling, and the tight squeezing is pulling you towards your own peak. By the gods, it's amazing. So good. You accidentally blurt out.
You feel good too, Nick?
She tries to look at you as she's repeatedly impaled. Yeah, you groan. It's amazing, Scootaloo. It's time to abandon hope because you're enjoying the fact you're plowing the orange freely now. The pleasure is too much for rational thought. And besides, who's ever needed rational thought? Like, ever. In the history of ever. Like, except for maybe war generals and people that are smart and make scientific discoveries and are lawyers and okay, there are a lot of people who use logic, god damn it. Well, that kind of went out the window. Where was it going again? I actually don't know.
Do it, Nick. Both of you lock eyes. Shoot the baby stuff in me.
You pick up the pace once more, and hormones escalate. Your wings are now beating in sync with each thrust. The tail starts flicking more and more along your legs. All of this creates a tingle in the sperm factory, and you know time is almost up. Ding dong. She's approaching another climax herself, since you can feel those same signs returning. I'm gonna fill you up, Scootaloo. Your teeth are clenching. Do it! Get ready! Your eyes are shut tight. A few more thrusts and the both of you cry out. Her wall screws tight against you, and your length lets loose with a torrent of reproductive fluid. That one is funny. Just... that just makes me laugh. Shit, what was that song called? Do. I'm looking for a song. Damn. One second, I'm googling stuff on my phone, because I can. Give me a second. Assholes. A few more thrusts and both of you cry out. The wall squeezes tight against you, and your length lets loose with a torrent of reproductive fluid. I still fucking love that. Reproductive fluid. A torrent of reproductive fluid. That just makes me laugh. Her eyes open real wide. Ears stand up, wings buzz, and her tail stop. It's hot! She cries. You pump a bit more as your seed continues spewing out. Her head tosses side to side as she orgasms along with you. It takes a few minutes before you both start settling down. Your seed actually begins to drip out of her folds and down along your length. A few more spurts and you can feel yourself slowly going limp. So full, she pants. Did you enjoy it? Scootaloo? You ask between exhausted breaths. Pulling her off your length, you lay her on your chest as you recline. She just looks at you while she pants, but you can see a slight smile forming on her face. Her eyes are full of gratitude.
It felt really good, Nick.
It didn't hurt?
A little at first, but then it felt awesome.
You know, at least it still had to hurt. I don't want to admit it, but you felt great too.
I did? Wait, why wouldn't you want to admit it?
She tilts her head. 1, yes, it felt amazing. 2, you're still a filly, remember?
Not anymore.
She grins. Don't get smart. No fun at all. She shakes her head in jest. We should probably get you cleaned up. You tell her, feeling her nethers with a finger. She moans a little as you do so. He doesn't say a word as you get up and head to the bathroom with her in your arms. That sounds really adorable if it weren't so kinky. A few minutes later, you both walk out of the bathroom and head downstairs. You made sure she wouldn't leak any more of your seed, and she didn't look as though she went for a ride. Alright, Scootaloo, you get her attention at the front door. Remember our promise. She nods.
I wasn't here. Wait, right.
She nods.
I wasn't here, and we didn't do anything.
What will you tell your friends about the favor? You could fix my scooter? She looks at you expectantly. Bring it by tomorrow. Now get out of here, you little scamp. You chuckle.
Thanks, Nick.
She shouts before blowing you raspberry and taking off. You watch her run off in the direction of Sweet Outback goes. As soon as she's out of sight, you close the door and lock it. Finally alone, it all hits you at once. You rode a filly, and you enjoyed it. It was the best sex you've ever had, but it was with Philly. She better have found that courage she was looking for. Thoughts of what you're going to do tomorrow cloud your mind as you return to your bed. Try to please the gods with sacrifice, curl up in a ball and weep, perhaps giving a death chance would ease her troubled soul since she isn't a filly. Certainly not thinking about Scootaloo in her plots. Right? Finn? Look at her totally thinking about Scootaloo in her plot. That's all I can say. And that was Scootaloo's favor, dedicated to the number 9. Most people probably wouldn't know what that means, but one person should at least know what it means, because it was for him. You know who you are! Anyways, I've been Soup R5, Super 5, whatever the fuck I call myself nowadays, I don't even know. That was Scootaloo's favor, and, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, because, yeah, I don't know. I just hope you enjoyed it.